Welcome back to the Oi Rio Pro. You're watching round one action. We're already in heat number 8 of the day. This one features Jordy Smith from South Africa, Connor Coffin from Santa Barbara, California, and Jack Freestone, two-time World Junior Champ from the Gold Coast of Australia, ready to compete once again after spending a couple events on the sidelines. He's fired up and ready to go. He's been featuring great clips just in the last few days up and down this coastline and back at the other venue at Barra da Tijuca. And looks like he's already ready to compete, Potts. This is what Jack did during the break.
Yeah, I mean, this is how fired up he is. Straight out of the gates, new hairstyle and everything, and right there, a couple of quick turns. So a great way to start. That's going to settle the nerves a little bit. It's, you know, he's been out for a while, so a little bit of rust, but he didn't look like it right there.
Little waves on the way here. Setting it up is Jordy Smith. Nice start, blow tail off the top. Late hit on that inside section, but he'll pull that one off. Just like the last heat, we had a former event champion, Michel Perez, now Jordy Smith, former champion here in Rio de Janeiro. I think maybe got more famous was the claims that he was throwing down that year.
The thing I like about Jordy, he's a big guy, 6'3", but look at the way he handles small waves. He's got that flair, he's got that ability, but then also the agility to be able to pull something like that off. You know, for a guy as tall as he is, he's a lot bigger than that wave, but manhandled that little bit of wave, and he didn't look that big. He's so loose and agile.
Back to this one before we get to Nat. Jordy Smith, full wrapping cutback. Looking to get himself into a little double up on the inside. Layback hack, but he'll end up incomplete. Putting a lot of power into that final section. His first wave of 4.67.
Yeah, just two big turns, you know. You don't necessarily need length of ride. Let's have a good Jordy here. We talk about how he's got that ability to surf small waves amazingly for being a 6'3" guy. Here's live action.
Jack Freestone going down on a tail drift. We'll bring you to the start of that one if you had anything major before it. He was able to get something real quick here.
Yeah, nice little opening turn right there. Just throwing the tail. Didn't quite get the balance over the board.
He didn't even know how to get out of his heats because we had people everywhere on the waterline as we watch Connor Coffin now. Just a little down carve to set up this hack. A lazy little drift, but he'll end up pulling that one off. Great balance and composure to pull that one off. Punching out the fins is Jordy Smith. Front side wrap to tail release. And a classic Jordy two-turn combo. Freestone wants in. Nice vertical rip off the top. He'll fade. And he'll sneak out to win the priority race with 21 on the clock.
9-point ride. And if all these guys have been watching, that's what you got to do.
What'd you like about Connor's approach?
Well, it's his first wave, so a little bit of nerves, just a nice little check turn. And as you said, just slides the fins out. Great balance right there from Connor. Nothing too special. And then Jack Freestone right behind. This was rapid fire. Judges got their work cut out for them in these beach break situations, and Jack knows this was not going to move into his top two, so decided to kick out of that one. Jordy Smith, on the other hand, a little bit more radical. You can see that bottom turn. He leaned right into that and then jams that tail, throws the fins out. So nice, beautiful, smooth, clean surfing. Did he ride out of it? I don't know. The judges have been pretty critical with that. Just to go free surfing, and then, you know, you put the jersey on, you had to change the way you surf because you had to surf to a criteria and length of ride and no mistakes, but these days you've got to free surf in your heats.
Now Jack Freestone drills the first section, float, he'll end up going down. It's a little misread for Jack Freestone, and he's chasing a 2.17.
And Chris Gallagher down on the end. We got the Hurley coach down there in the middle. You know, these guys have basically told me the exact same thing. They've been surfing out here for quite a bit, so they're catching the waves off the same sandbar they've been surfing for the last couple of days. But we've seen it change back and forth to the lefts and then go back to the rights. We have offshore, onshore.
What were you telling the Grumman?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's probably going to go and have a post-heat rundown and say, well, whatever you told him was better than what you told me. Let's have a look at Connor's wave right here. Just that speed float. You see off balance right there when he landed. So what that did was it just threw him right off timing, going into that last turn, and that was just definitely a little bit of a mistake there from Connor. Back to the drawing board. Still got plenty of time though, 16 minutes to go. That's the beauty of beach break situations, Joe. You can get straight back out and in a matter of seconds and into another wave. So you can turn a heat real quick. We're going to see a lot of seesaw battles through the day, and that's what we like about it.
Now watching Jack Freestone on his backhand putts.
Well, going into the wind there, was looking for something, maybe a backside rotation, didn't quite pan out.
3 sevens is low, but he started with a 7.0 at the very start of this matchup. Jordy Smith is looking for a 4.71 here to take the lead. Front side float. Still a ton of momentum as this wave's going soft. Nice, healthy looking round carve, but he'll end up out the back. So Freestone still out front, and he'll kick out of another wave. Looks like Freestone doesn't want to sit still for too long.
No, exactly right. You know, and he's got a good game plan, but it just isn't quite paying off. Started really well with a 7. He's got a 3.70 as a backup. Currently in the lead, but that's just a narrow lead though. But I'll tell you what, the waves are, to me, the beaches are the highlight. You know, white sand. You got these beautiful long beaches. This is what happened while we're away. Coffin needs to get busy. He's got that low center of gravity. I love the way he crouches right down, and it just allows him just to snap into those beautiful turns there. That was power. That's that power that we talk about that Connor carries. On the other side of the wave, this was a split peak. Jordy Smith opting to try and mix it up a little bit on his backhand, so looking for some length of ride. The judges aren't necessarily judging that. They're looking for those big radical turns. He's just milking this one through. I don't know whether that was worth it. And then there's that backwash that you've got to really be careful. That can hurt you. So Jack Freestone as well. It's been kind of busy heat for Jack. Just trying to find a backup for that 7.0, and things not really working out for him. So 11 minutes to go. This heat's still wide open, Joe.
He said he got a little embarrassed about that. He doesn't do it anymore, but I was like, well, if you did it the first time ever, I think you get to put your name on it. Jordy Smith now rolls in. Snaps off the top. Plenty of room to belt the closeout section, showing that power and control. Smith out front, looking to better a 5.5 there, Potts.
0.5 and Connor needing a 5. Let's have a look. Let's see what Jack's got.
Freestone doesn't mind a big punt section. This one, he'll go for the nose pick, throw tail, but ends up flying out the back. Now down to 8 minutes remaining on the clock. Got a landing ratio. It's got to be comparable to Felipe Toledo, and just needs to make it happen with the jersey.
Yeah, look how tricky this wave is to ride for Jordy there. Nice turn just to kick things off. This is the power that I like from Jordy. I mean, he literally smashed the living daylights out of that lip right there. And then Jack Freestone, just a little bit of a different approach. You can see a lot lighter on his feet. Double pump bottom turn. You talk about that landing ratio. That's because he's relaxed. He's having fun. He's enjoying. Right here, he can feel like he's up against something, and he's pushing a little bit too hard maybe.
All down here on the beach, watching the world's best, getting to meet their heroes for the first time. Now we'll take the view from the sky at Grumari. Jordy Smith out on his backhand, not finding much there. As it started this heat, we were talking about how deadly these guys all were with all strengths on the open face. This is Jack now, winding up for a backside tail whip, tail high reverse, and he's down. Well, he took the style for Jordy Smith when we go back to that conversation when you separate these three. Back to this one, here's Jordy up. Backhand float. Late hit on the backhand again. Jordy disappears. Trying to protect the total out front. This left keeps on giving. One more attempt for Freestone. Vertical snap. Feels his way through the backhand float and tries to force the landing, but it'll end up incomplete.
Sort of a little chumpy, quick sort of transition little waves. Let's have a look at Jordy's first turn here. Beautiful floater right there. Tail tapping drop, and then try to force that last turn. That was really awkward right there from Jordy Smith. And then behind him, Jack. Just trying to get something going here. Try to safety surf this one just to complete the ride, and still not working for him right there. So back to the drawing board with 2 minutes 50 remaining. Backs it up with a 7.5 to boot. So, you know, you look at the priority situation, 72% of the time Connor's had it, but that does not always equate to wins. Here he goes now, needing a 5.87.
Connor loves his backhand. He's got a left to showcase it now. A couple of solid snaps under the lip. Now he's a little late to the end section, so he has to step off. Minute 15 to go on the clock. Now priority with Jordy, and he has the lead. And the fans are loving it. Even if you take out one of their heroes, they'll be backing you in the next matchup. It's fun just hearing who they're going for in each and every stage of the heat. Important ride here for Jack. He'll just sort of late hit it. You can tell by the body language that wasn't what he was looking for.
You know, it's tricky conditions. It's round one. You know, you can't really get too hard on yourself.
Now Jordy going down out the back on his final wave, but it might not matter. Jack Freestone already calling it a heat. Connor Coffin on his last, a 4.33, ends up moving to second, but still chasing a 5.87 for the win. So Jordy Smith closing this one out. Already featured in that top 10 picture after a big final back at Bell's. And now let's see if he can return to the podium as a past event champ.